Mary, Archbishop was talking about bringing the voices of those who may not have a voice and really using your stature and the respect people have for you around the world. One of the recent initiatives is you have brought together this partnership to end child marriage, to let girls be girls and not brides. Maybe you could speak a little bit about what you're doing in that and why that's so important to the elders.
Well, from the very beginning, we were clear that we'd like as elders to be very supportive of women and girls and address some of the problems. And we recognize that one of the issues that causes women and girls in particular, to feel second class and to feel is in fact a misuse of religion and tradition and traditional practices. So we made a very strong statement which we put on our website, www.theelders.org. I'm very digitally...
Very good, yeah.
So, and then we said... No. The other thing that Madiba said, that Nelson Mandela said to us, was to really reach out to young people. So we have to, in fact, be very good on social media and, be very with it. But getting back to having made this statement and thought through the fact that we had to appeal to religious leaders and traditional chiefs to be supportive of women and girls and of equality and empowerment, what will we do in practice? And we began to look at the issue of child marriage. And I think it's fair to say, as a former High Commissioner for Human Rights, I knew that was a serious issue, but I really underestimated it. And I think, Arch, you've said the same.
It's hopeless.
Yeah. And when we learned that, 10 million girls a year are married, usually without their prior knowledge, certainly without their consent, before they're 18. And when we were together in Ethiopia, before we had that conference that you moderated so well, Lisa, we went to the Amhara region, and the average marriage age there is 12. We met 8, 9 and 10-year-olds who were married. And we all have our special memories, I think. Mine is of the 16-year-old who had been married a year. And we had an opportunity to have some conversation with a few of the couples that were there. And I said to her, just to start that conversation, I said, what was your wedding day? What's your memory of your wedding day? And she just looked at me sadly and she said, I had to leave school. And I realized for her it was the sort of end of her sense of her own education and development. And I asked her, well, now that you're married, any chance of going back to school? And she said no. So at the age of 15, she felt that's the end for me. And she became a kind of slave, in the home of her husband that she didn't know beforehand, in a strange environment with a strange family. And there are understandable reasons. There's poverty. In some cultures, there's a fear that young teenage girls will have a relationship outside marriage, and that would shame the family. So better to marry her quickly. So, there are reasons behind the traditional practice, but it's a harmful traditional practice. It's not justifiable by calling it cultural.